Hey guys, it is Mindes here, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Puzzle Showcase of Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. Millionaires Conspiracy, that's a very different game. Alright, today we're going to be playing Barbeskew, the 8th different daily puzzle that you can get in this game. I guess I was right by it being a skewer. I don't know, it kind of looked like a bit more of a sandwich. It's a very abstract skewer, shall we say. Dad's doing the barbecue, but the guests will be here any minute. Sheesh, make those skewers quick. So, we're going to be doing the first 10 puzzles of this. We have difficulties ranging from 1 to 3. It looks like we're going to have a bit of a difficulty reset around 7. So, probably a bigger grid size or something. So, I'm expecting a grid-based puzzle. I'm expecting the grid-based puzzle that's designed in a way that it can control the difficulty in a couple of ways. Alright, Dad's in a real hurry. He needs 3 things on each skewer, any which way he can get them, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, but no gaps. There are only 2 different ingredients, peppers and chunks of meat. Peppers must be sandwiched between 2 chunks of meat, but all meat skewers are all good. Okay. Okay, so we want, one there. So, peppers are the way to start with this. Wait, oh actually, this could be either way. Peppers are the way to start with this. Because they always have to be between 2 meats. You can't have an all peppers, and you can't have peppers any other way. So these 2 were the starting point for this one.
In conclusion,
Doesn't like you can do diagonals, but okay, we can come up with rules for this. This is definitely a heavily rules-based puzzle. And I think, man, in terms of puzzles I already know, there is one I'm thinking of, but it's not close enough to even really mention, so I won't even bother. We also need to look at any that can only be done one way, so that one is a good candidate for this, because that can only be done one way. Interestingly, it actually shows you the ways it can be done, which is fantastic. Oh, actually no, because that could be the middle of a skewer. Yeah, so we can't necessarily rely on that. But if, for example, that was there, oh, why can't that be the case? Interesting. Wait, have I stopped this from working? Do they have to be in a line? I might have misunderstood the question. So I thought this would have been fine, that this row of 4, but I guess there can't be any gaps in the line as well, which actually makes it a lot easier than I was even thinking before.
if you'll entertain my idea.
No, that's really good to know.
Still no patch on Miss Layton, of course.
Because I was seeing 3 in a row, and I didn't realise that there couldn't be any gaps. Yeah, alright. That's good, that's good. We're learning about the puzzle. I'm going into this blind, so I don't really know what we can see. Obviously, if that can't have any gaps, then that's gonna have to be like that. There's no possible alternative to that. But they can still be diagonal. So that's not necessarily an indication of quality. Right. Let's look at this. Let's look at this situation here. If that was like that, you've got 2 here that can't be connected to anything. So that's got to be going across. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's an interesting one.
Get those little grey cells engaged.
And it is much more the original style of puzzle that we've seen from like the first 4, rather than the games that we've seen in the last couple of daily puzzles. So it's good. It's really good. There's a variety. I'm feeling something of a Massu vibe from this, but not a very strong one. That's got to be like that. That's got to be like that, and that's got to be like that. That makes things nice and easy, doesn't it? The only real Massu vibe I'm really getting... Massu's another Nickley puzzle, by the way. Massu vibe I'm getting is that... Yeah, no, it's definitely not that.
So I solved that little conundrum,
But other than that, no, I don't really have a basis for this puzzle. So that's good. We are doing the full puzzle learning experience right here. Right, that's got to go one way horizontally. That's got to be like that. 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 That there, that there, that there. Nice and quick. I love the barbecue imagery, by the way. That's definitely not what barbecues look like when I'm in charge. The glint in the eye. It's all just very, very over-the-top anime Japanese style that you kind of expect from this kind of thing. Alright, that one's got to go down. That one could be either. This one's got to be one of these two. That's got to be... Oh, no, that could also be diagonal. That could also be diagonal. That one must be diagonal. What else can we say about this? I do have this one here. Now, the only way that can be part of one is through there. And I think that's sorted it. Yeah, it is nice to be back to the ones where that only have the one solution. And if you make a mistake in your logic, then you will not end up at it. It's just that, like, much as I like puzzle games and everything, where it's like a bit more lenient, I always do like the classics. Oh boy, is this a thing? Alright, well, they've gone easy on us. The reason they've gone easy on us is because both those peppers can only be done in one way. There's only one possible line through those. This one, there's 3 possible lines through, so we'll leave that for now. But we'll start tackling some of these corners. And yeah, eventually work our way around to that. Cool! Yeah, they've definitely gone very easy on us with this one. For the very first time that they increased the grid, which is fair enough.
Lucky if I crack this one.
I'm quite glad of that.
See, I'll get them right sometimes.
Because they could, and it's starting to make me realise that they could go they could start to do very crazy things with this particular daily puzzle. We shall see what they start to do. All right, Barbeskew number 8. So we are getting there. We are getting there. How many ways? These can be done in quite a few ways. That can be done in quite a few ways. That's 2 ways. That's 2 ways. That's 3. That's 2 ways. All right, we'll start down here. We'll start in a nice neutral place down here. That didn't really help for very long. I think we've got to start there as well, which fortunately narrows that one down to 1. This one now has to be that way. That now has to be that way. And that now has to be that way. And then the other meats just skewer to your heart's content. Like crazy. Excellent.
Be lucky if I crack this one. So I solved that little conundrum, eh?
No, I do quite like this one. I wish I had something to relate it to. And if anyone's played anything similar to this, again, let me know and I'll do my research and put it in the description. As it is, though, I think it's fairly original, which is nice. I know they've not put a lot of effort into the daily puzzles, which is fine. I'm not necessarily expecting them to, because they are not necessarily true. Because I'm not necessarily... I know it's a relatively small part of the game, but occasionally they do put something in there that, you know, is new to me at least. Maybe it's not quite new to everybody. And, you know, those are the ones that I find very, very interesting. We're on the last one, Barbeskew number 10. Released on the 7th of April 2020. I am doing these not long after, to be fair. And yeah, I really do feel very glad of the fact that I started this Layton series at the time I did, when there are 10 available for every daily puzzle. Completely accidental, of course. But it's one of those wonderful cosmic mysteries that just works out. Right, the reason I did that around here was because if I'd done it down, those two would have been isolated on their own. They would have been socially distancing. And really, you know, while that's a good thing to do, not really helpful in the context of a puzzle. But you know, I appreciate the safety that they are demonstrating. Everybody must be in threes. This is my new policy. Alright, well that was complete nonsense. So this was Barbeskew! The 8th available daily puzzle. Man, we're almost halfway through this daily puzzle series. The 8th daily puzzle, I don't feel like I really was articulating my thoughts super massively, but I don't think it's the kind of thing that I could really come up with a lot of rules for, you know? I kind of talked through a couple early on, and then kind of those were enough to really last out the rest of the series, really. Maybe the later ones will throw something different at us, but I think that showing the first 10 gives a good cross-section of the kind of things that you'd experience in that daily puzzle. And yeah, so enjoy. Next time's the halfway mark. Ah, that's exciting. See ya for then. It looks like we're doing some tying balloons to stuff. I love tying balloons to stuff. See you next time, folks.